Hello there. Do take a seat wherever you feel most comfortable. Perfect. How are you doing? I understand. I know. Well, today is a good day to get things off your chest. Yes, it's very windy today. Did you find the area okay? I mean, like with parking and everything. Is it alright? Good. Alright, so let's talk about you. How are things going for you lately? Mm-hmm. Oh. Well, that's a lot. How are you dealing with all of that? Yes, it's very cozy right now, isn't it? You said that you were feeling anxiety, okay? And stress. Have you been sleeping? Okay. Alright, let's backtrack a little. What do you think is a factor to this anxiety and stress that you've been feeling lately? If you can pinpoint one thing, or maybe it's an accumulation of things. Okay. So it's a lot of factors. Okay, let's go through everything one at a time. So let's think back to when you first started feeling this anxiety and this stress. Can you think of a certain day? Can't really remember? Okay. Do you feel as though you may be experiencing some brain fog or some memory fogging? Okay. Yeah, that often can happen actually when there are just so many stressors in your life, and you feel as though one day sometimes blends into the other. Yeah, absolutely understand. Okay, well, do you have any other useful adjectives for me to describe how you're feeling besides anxious and stressed? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I understand. Okay. So when did this sort of numbing feeling happen? Did it escalate from something? Okay. It's okay. It's okay. You're fine. It's perfectly fine to feel overwhelmed, like you described. It's okay to feel things. You're only human and you're not a robot. So feel free to use this as your safe space. Feel free to unload. Okay? Good. Would you like some water or tea Alright. Well, there's water over here, and I can make you some instant tea if you'd like after, okay? Okay. Alright. So you were speaking about this numbing feeling, this brain fog, and this overwhelming sensation. Could you describe what it felt to be overwhelmed? Did you have some sort of troubles with breathing, or have an anxiety or panic attack? Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Yes. I hear you. It's perfectly normal. Yes, it is. Sometimes when you have so much on your plate, things can start spilling even though you're very careful with bringing it to the table. Absolutely. And we should never cry over spilled milk, but if you have that on top of other factors, maybe you were balancing things on your shoulder, on your head, carrying other people's plates, you might feel overwhelmed. And sometimes when you are stressed, angry, or feeling as though there are too many things happening, you might experience some imbalances in emotions. I'm here to tell you it's perfectly healthy. No, absolutely. Absolutely. It's perfectly healthy, and everyone goes through this. You're not alone. Alright, so tell me about your week. What's been going on with you this week? Anything stand out to you? Any kind of big, event in your life? Mm-hmm. Family stressors. I understand you. Sometimes issues with family can feel the most stressful because these are the people who you were supposed to love just because they're a part of you, they're your family. You're supposed to be there for each other and love each other unconditionally. But if they're the ones causing stress to you, it can be very hard. I understand. Yeah. So what in particular comes to mind when you think of that sort of thing? Absolutely, yes. You're very, very right to feel that way. It's very normal. Yes, I'm sure we've all felt a little bit of pressure from our family members, especially parents sometimes. Yes, absolutely. Tell me more about that, if you don't mind. What sort of things? I see. Yeah. Well, often we do feel as though we aren't heard from older generations in our family. It's very, very common. Yeah. Okay. Well, sometimes it's good to detach and put yourself in the other person's shoes. Yeah, it's a good kind of technique that I personally use myself. So I try to think, what could this person be thinking when they're telling me this? Is it because they've been raised that way? Is it because of their generation? There's a gap there that they don't understand things coming from our point of view. I try to just hop into their perspective. Sometimes it can be really helpful because you can empathize, and once you empathize, the anger starts fizzling out a bit, and you can go back into the conversation with more calm, with a lighter heart. Yes. Good. Alright, so let's talk about the no sleeping. Is this caused by the anxiety or the panic? It's, again, a lot of things. Okay. Yes, tell me about them. I'm here for you. Okay. I see. Okay. That's actually quite normal. When we have anxiety or anxiety disorders, depression, any kind of mental illness that causes an kind of like a panic situation, or an imbalance of emotion where your mood changes. Yes, you have swings, things like that. Anytime that happens, sometimes it can be caused by things that you might not realize that you've been thinking. Most anxiety disorders actually are caused by overthinking, if you think about it, where you are often scared about what others are thinking of you, or you make scenarios up in your mind about situations. Like, what if they think this about me? Why aren't they texting me back? I must have done something. What did I do wrong? Oh my goodness. And then, and you replay things over and over in your mind, and that causes a lot of overthinking. It can be quite terrible, and it can keep you up at night. Do you often find yourself staring up at the ceiling, just kind of reliving moments of your day or your week, or embarrassing things that have happened, or things that, Okay, that's normal. That has happened to you recently. Tell me about it. Oh, that's happened to me too, absolutely. So what do you do when that happens, when that feeling takes over? Do you stay in bed, or are you do you experience restlessness in the fact that maybe you stand up, you get up, go to the kitchen, go to the washroom, walk along the corridor, do you pace? I see. Yeah. Yeah. I understand. Of course. So yeah. You're kind of reliving things over and over, but you're in bed when this happens. Do you experience any like restless leg syndrome where you often kick or your leg twitches a lot? I know lots of people find that annoying, but sometimes we can't help it. Okay. Do you have any other kind of anxiety based habits like nail biting or okay. That's normal, absolutely normal. It's very normal to have like an accumulation of nervous habits. I see. I'm here to tell you that that's absolutely justified and you shouldn't feel shame whatsoever for having habits that come up out of nervousness or anxiety. It's totally fine. The whole, I wouldn't say issue about it, but the whole point of it is if you want to quit these nervous habits, if you're fine with living with them, or if you want to gradually stop or whatever you feel is best. Absolutely, yes. So I know that some hypnosis therapies have worked for some people. Some anxiety medication, some calming therapies have also helped as well. Yoga, meditation, certain videos I think online I've seen, ASMR videos, yep, they can help with anxiety and stress. What else? What else? You do. That's good. That's good. Absolutely. I definitely encourage anyone at all to find things that relax them. It could be reading a book. It could be taking a walk. It could be listening to music. It's often best, and I recommend this to everyone, that instead of focusing on a nervous habit, or if you catch yourself doing an action that stems from your anxiety, that when you catch yourself doing it, to very quickly switch over to do something else. For example, nail biting. If you catch yourself biting your nails, redirect your thoughts to watching a video, for example, or listening to music, or say, oh, I'm gonna cook some pancakes, I'm gonna bake a cake, I don't know. Yeah. Sometimes that's helpful. Sometimes people want quicker results, so I do often like to offer a variety of suggestions and advice. Okay, so let me know, what else do you want to talk about today? you're telling me you've been having sometimes these feelings of hopelessness. Okay. Okay. Can you pinpoint a certain occasion or occasions where you felt this feeling, and if maybe there was a common factor among each instance? Okay. Okay. So that goes back to the feeling of being overwhelmed. I understand. Yeah. Okay. 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 So each time was after you were scrolling through social media? Okay. I can tell you that you're not alone. No, you're not. No. It's a very fast-paced world we live in now. And we are the generation of wanting things quickly. And so we often multitask. We often read through so much information. And one piece of information is different from the other. And since it's not all the same, you're going from one article to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next, and absorbing so much in such a short time. And actually, I can tell you that since the rise of social media, there's also been a very slight rise in the percentage of mental health decline. So depression, feelings of, like you say, hopelessness, feelings of inadequacy. That's simply because we now have so much information. This is called information overload. And since we are the types of people who want to stay in the loop, as most human beings are, we want to be sure that we know what's happening around us. To be better informed, we often over-inform. Yeah. So it's totally normal to feel like you're overwhelmed with so much. Yes. This goes back to juggling a lot of plates, feeling like you're doing so much and there's so much more coming, like holding everyone else's plate and someone keeps putting food and you're like, stop, because I can't put the plates down until I get to the table. But also you feel bad for telling the person to stop because you need that food to arrive at the table. Yeah. It is a funny sort of metaphor, but yeah, absolutely. I know the feeling. And with that, I'll go into another metaphor with you. Whenever you're feeling that way, that you're juggling too many plates and someone keeps putting food on your plate, you can remind yourself that you can do many different trips. You can take many different trips from the kitchen to the table. You don't have to carry everything in one go. than his arms hurt. That's it, exactly. So what I can give you in terms of advice is you can make multiple trips to and from the car into your home. If you cannot physically handle all of the bags, yeah, absolutely. Yes. That's right. So, what I can tell you to do, or if you want to, my advice anyway, is you are totally, completely allowed to unplug whenever you feel this sense of overwhelm. Yeah. Think of it as taking your trip, putting your plates down and sitting down for just a second before going back into the kitchen. You're allowed to unplug, kind of rest, and then continue on. Yeah. Good. I'm glad. Good. So, is there anything else you want to talk to me about today? Okay. That's fine. If you don't have anything else for me, that's always fine. You don't have to force yourself to think of negative things. No. You can share the positives if that's something you'd like to do. Oh, wonderful. That's good. That's great news. That's good. Well, you see, you can find a couple of things in your life that you're thankful of, that you're happy about. That's good. Yeah, life is all about balance, isn't it? I'm so glad to hear it. Okay. Sure. Well, I'll tell you this. Anytime that you need me, you grab the phone and you call me, and we will schedule another appointment if you need me. I will always be here for you, okay? Even if it's to tell me some good news. Good. Alright. Okay. So if you want, we can schedule another session for later on this week or next week or whenever it is that you feel that it would work best for you. Okay. Alright, let me write that down. So, okay. I don't think I have any sit-ins or any sessions for that time. So that's perfect. Perfect. So I'll be seeing you next week then. Okay, good. Thank you so much for coming in and really pouring your heart out and taking care of yourself today. Good. Good. If you ever feel as though you are, though, experiencing any kind of panic attack or anxiety or stress related attack, remember to take a deep breath, and you can call me